I know so many women who are managers or directors who say, you know what, until I'm perfect, I'm not ready to leave. I'm not going to raise my hand for that promotion or for that opportunity unless I know I can exactly do it right. You know the statistic. Men will apply for a job if they meet 60% of the qualifications. Women will only apply if they meet 100% of the qualifications.
That's incredible.
That was Girls Who Code CEO and founder Reshma Saujani talking about the leadership gap. The interview will air tonight on Wall Street, Marie Bartiromo's Wall Street, 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. Joining us right now on this International Women's Day is Accenture North America CEO Julie Sweet. Great to see you, Julie. Thanks so much for joining us.
Great. Thanks for having me.
So we want to talk about women leadership. How would you characterize women in the C-suite, women in terms of leadership today?
Well, there's a lot of discussions about how there aren't enough women, but at the same time, what we're seeing is that there's more women, there's more focus on getting women into the C-suite than ever before. There's a huge commitment. And at Accenture, we have 200,000 women around the globe, and we're extraordinarily focused on not only having women in the workforce, but making sure we're doing the development so that they can advance.
And look who's the CEO, a woman. You've got new research highlighting how a culture of equality can spark innovation and growth. Tell us about that.
Well, this year we wanted to look at, is there an impact on culture of equality? And we found very strongly there's a huge impact. Companies that have a robust culture of equality, where men and women are advancing, also have a much higher innovation mindset among their employees, which is the willingness and ability to innovate. It's 5 times higher in companies with a robust culture of equality.
Why are technology companies arguably the most progressive industry in the country, in the world? Why are they still struggling and in some ways failing in terms of making sure that they have more women working there, more women in leadership, more women in actual technology jobs? Less than 1/4 of the women who work at Apple, of the total global workforce, only less than 1/4 are represented by women in technology jobs. That's woefully sad and pathetic.
And I think that's across the tech sector, right?
Yeah, it is.
When you look at technology, very few women have the leadership roles.
Well, you know, it's true in technology sectors, but it's also true across many industries.
Okay.
And one of the things that we've seen is that there is a disconnect between the commitment, and certainly the tech companies have a commitment, and actually making plans. And so we did research earlier this year that said less than 40% of companies across industries actually have a plan to get women to leadership. They don't collect data. And so while not specific to the tech industry, what we're seeing is that companies really need to take action, not just have commitment. They need to collect data. They need to have plans. They need to treat it like a business priority, which is why this research this year is so important, because innovation is a top priority for the C-suite. And so it moves the conversation from creating a culture of equality because it's the right thing to do, to creating a culture of equality because to achieve continuous innovation, which is core to success, you need to have a culture of equality. And that's why we're excited about the research.
Wow, that is terrific. 200,000 women across the world. Congratulations, Julie.
Thank you. We have incredible women.
Great to see you. Julie Sweet.